Hello, my name is Wish, and I'm going to be the founder of Wish Audios, a studio dedicated to turning stories from writers like you into fully produced audiobooks. What you're about to hear is a demo showcasing what we can create. I hope you enjoy it, and if you'd like to join the studio itself, please watch till the end.
Those Who Live Without Desire. Chapter 1. Those Who Live.
I'm sorry, Kurokawa. Unfortunately, I agree with your father on this matter.
The voice came from a man who looked and sounded like he spent his days screaming in a closet. His neatly kept brown suit somehow made him look wider than he really was.
I get that you're pulling averages,
the man continued, shaking his head.
But I can't allow this kind of self-sabotage, especially when you were doing so well before.
He leaned on his desk and flipped through several pages, each one marked with a big red 70 or 80 at the top.
You had an amazing academic record before your first year here. I don't know why you changed.
The boy sitting across the man slouched deeper into his chair, speaking with intent. I don't get why it's such a big problem. You get my father's funding either way. He lied. He knew the bulky man cared more about principles than money. Sarcasm dripped from the man's reply.
Exactly. I would just love to keep getting your 4-time champion father's charity.
The words tasted foul in his mouth. His normally stern eyes looked lifeless. It took everything in him not to spit on the wooden floor. Renji raised his hands in mock surrender, a slight smile on his face. You're right. My bad. That was uncalled for. He paused. But come on. You understand why I thought what I did, Mr. Ishigami. Though, I guess considering...
Renji Kurokawa! The man's voice boomed. I respect your father for his athletic ability and his merit, but I refuse to accept his charity if it means he looks down on this school.
Mr. Ishigami let out a deep sigh, pinching the bridge of his nose before fixing his posture.
In any case, he's still your father, and I'm still your principal. So we had a chat about your future, and here's what we decided.
Renji leaned forward slightly.
You've proven that grades aren't a reliable indicator of your success, Ishigami said with a small grin. So, continue to maintain the same effort academically, but you'll be joining at least one club and attending 3 school events.
Renji blinked in confusion. Why? The principal chuckled, pleased by his reaction.
I didn't expect that now, did you? Anyway, here are the details.
He opened a new folder on his desk.
It has to be a club that can actually host events. Any sports, art, or academic club works. The events must be school-wide, and at least 1/3 of the student body has to attend. You must contribute in some significant way.
Renji chose his next words carefully. So, it doesn't have to be a club-related event?
No,
Ishigami said, his scruffy voice steady.
But if a club-related event does well enough, then it counts.
Renji placed a hand over his mouth, thinking. Then he smiled, stood up, and extended his hand. Is that all, Principal? Ishigami raised an eyebrow as he stood and shook Renji's hand.
You're taking this better than I thought you would.
Renji shrugged. For a principal who prides himself on knowing the needs of students, you're pretty dense. The rough-looking man smiled and shook his head.
I'm guessing you have a club in mind?
Renji spoke as his hand touched the doorknob. A few. I don't know anyone who could choose just one club immediately, especially when there are so many options. The door clicked shut behind him. Ishigami stood motionless for a moment, before sinking back into his chair. He glanced around his dark, oak-paneled office and muttered to himself.
Renji Kurokawa. What exactly happened in your last year of junior high school that made you so boring?
Back outside, Renji walked through the administrative wing of the building, silently wishing he had grabbed a map from the assistant principal. His frustration, though, drowned out the thought. "Why am I not surprised?" he said to no one. "They don't get that this self-sabotage should be good enough for them." He clenched his fists as he walked through the white corridors. "And since they don't understand, they'll just cut my freedom and drag me by the feet to participate again. Name one person I'm affecting. You can't. Yeah, I know. It's doing no one any harm." That last word hit something in him. His steps slowed. "But still, they insist that I do more. For my sake." His tone turned bitter. "What a waste of time. If they actually thought about it, maybe they'd realize the danger of being what others call great." Renji exhaled, letting go of the tension in his arms and shoulders. The faint chatter of students in the background told him he was finally leaving the administrative section. "Maybe they'll see after someone gets hurt," he muttered. The noise around him grew louder as he entered the main halls, surrounded by students glued to their phones. Every few steps, bits of gossip drifted through the air. Talk about a couple from a TV show or someone's personal life dragged through social media. He squeezed past the crowd, trying to focus. "All right, I can't do anything about it now. Let's go over my choices." He started counting on his fingers. The obvious student government, community service, music, or drama? His voice trailed off. The hallway buzzed, but he wasn't listening anymore. What was the club he ran again? Ping pong?
Hey again, it's Wish. Remember, this was only a snippet, a proof of concept. If that showed you what we're capable of, and you're a writer, voice actor, or sound designer looking for a place to bring stories to life, I'd love to work with you. Thank you for watching, and if you want to join us, you'll find the Discord link in the bio caption or comments.